Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're going to get our show started in just a couple of seconds here. I want to remind everybody, if you could just share this broadcast, we would greatly appreciate it because it would help us get more views and make the show a lot more exciting for live interaction. So please, don't forget to share the broadcast. We also appreciate all of your likes and comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, and get ready for Spit The Wit. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to this show that was entirely produced and developed by the people sitting in front of you. Jessy Meadows and Frankie Almost. Brought to you in part by Rolling Hills Productions. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Spit The Wit. Jessy, if you would be so kind, would you please tell us what today's show's about?
Okay, so we have Steve Distler on the show today. He's going to talk a little bit about what he does. And for the most part, we just do what we always do and talk about whatever we feel like it.
So great.
And now, here is your host, Frankie Almost.
Thank you. I had to get somebody clapping for me at least once in my life. Jeez. All right. Thank you. And welcome to Spit The Wit. I am your host, Frankie Almost, and this is, of course, Jessy Meadows sitting next to me. And we do have a special guest, as she said, and that is Steve Distler. So let me... we still have no intern. We're really looking desperately for one, but in the meantime, I'm going to be doing the switching. So we have a guest with us, and that is Steve Distler. So let me turn the camera on him so he can introduce himself and tell you what he's about and what he does. 2 seconds, Distler. Here we go.
Did you check the looping?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Hi, Distler. How are you?
Great. Good to be here. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Of course. You got your mic up live now.
We good there?
Yeah, we're good. So your camera's right there if you want to say hello to the people, yeah.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with Frankie and Jessy.
Yeah, explain who you are and what you do, sir, please.
I'm Steve Distler. I'm the owner and operator and entertainer of Steve & Kids Party Celebrations here in town. We do birthday parties for kids of all ages, specialize in everything from costume characters, balloon twisters, face painters, bounce houses, DJs, you name it, we got it.
Nice.
And on top of all that, I'm also the tour guide supervisor over at Wayne Newton's Casa de Shenandoah.
That's right. Did you happen to catch we actually played some video of you?
Yes, I saw that last the other
week,
night.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so
look good.
Yeah. It was weird, dude. Me and my mom and her ended up booking a tour, and lo and behold, you were our tour guide. That was kind of cool.
And it was great too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You do a fine job, sir, yes.
Better than fine. I'll take fine.
So, let's see. Jess and I have a few things that we wanted to talk about, and later on we're going to be talking about Natural Grocers, which we've been shopping at because they are so awesome.
Yes, they are. That's my favorite store ever.
Yeah, it's for if you don't know, it's like a Whole Foods, and as you know, Whole Foods is expensive as hell. Not that they don't carry good products or anything, but wow, are they marked up? And so there's a place down on Sunset in Arroyo Grande called Natural Grocers that just opened up recently. And they have most of the stuff that Whole Foods has at like half the price. So
gotta be honest, unlike you, I'm still a bachelor. I haven't been in a grocery store in a while.
Oh yeah, you're still eating McDonald's and stuff like that, or what?
Oh yeah, eating healthy.
Right on. So Jess, kick us off on some kind of topic. What was it that you had scheduled for us to talk about today? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. First off, let me start by saying I have been really sick. Like I said on the last show, really sick. So I've been sleeping all day today, just trying to pull through this tonight. So I'm going to do the best job I can for you.
Yeah. She's been throwing up and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, and not voluntarily. So, and the other thing is that No, because people call you anorexic all the time. So or bulimic or whatever. So I want to make sure that people know that you're not making yourself puke. So, Everybody's like, bad taste. It's true, though, man. I want to defend my wife because, you know, people call me a douchebag and she just lets them get away with it. So.
I do not.
With
my wife,
your slim figure,
I'm slimming down a little bit, but yeah, I still got a little bit to work on. But the reason why I haven't caught in your flu yet is because I've been eating nothing but garlic and onions. Like
fresh garlic and onions. It's not garlic and onion powder. It's actual raw and then sautéed garlic and onions.
Right. And I've even like gotten to the point where I'm like almost like been biting into onions and eating them like an apple.
It smells so good.
Yeah. It's so go ahead.
Tomorrow's another cheat day, so I'm just
Yes.
thinking about what it is I want to eat. And I just sit there and fantasize about what I want to eat all day and night. It's bad. Anyways, so, but what I wanted to talk about was, since we like sort of vague and weird topics, the color indigo.
The color indigo, yeah, my favorite color, actually.
And it's mine too, and it's...
you copied me, though. Let's be real. Ever since you very first met me, you knew that indigo was my favorite color, and then you ended up copping my stees and stealing my color.
Yeah, but I also knew that you always accused me of copping your stees.
Yeah.
So I never wanted to admit
you're a
it.
stees copper. That's why. Yeah, so explain why indigo is your favorite color, and don't you dare steal my answer because I will seriously go tooth and nail with you, lady.
Well, to avoid... Actually, it's nothing like your answer.
Okay, good. So get into why is it yours? Very
long story short, because there's something called indigo children. And they were first noticed in the 70s as having, by this psychic, as having a different aura.
No, that's Children of the Corn.
Oh, corn is, yeah, I guess you could go that route with it.
I'm sorry. You know me. Stupid quips. Yeah. Go ahead. You were saying Children of the Corn. I mean, Indigo Kids.
Yes, Indigo Kids.
It's that new dance club.
Yeah, was that a rock group? Was that a hip-hop group in the 80s, the Indigo Kids?
So, and this is why I don't talk very much, people. It's because it's just, I start saying something, especially something that I actually care about, and then I'm just cut off and
midstream, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. You were saying indigo children.
So indigo children were people, these children born around the time I was born, in the late 70s, and they had a different color aura. Their aura was actually indigo. And there's a couple different theories about them having being almost like prototypes of DNA and stuff like that. But I'm not going to get into all that. But it's definitely not the same answer as Frankie.
Keep talking. I've got to obviously take care of that Mack truck that's driving by. You guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Okay, so...
Could you actually explain to me what color is indigo? Is that like an off green or blue or? Indigo
is like the color right in between blue and purple.
Which gets me to my reason
so
why.
That's pretty close. Right?
That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why it's my favorite color. Okay. Ever since I was young, and we got rid of the truck sound, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so ever since I was young, I liked the color blue and sometimes the color purple, and I could not decide between the two, okay? So one time I was working as a laser technician for a dance club, and I noticed that the lights would transition from purple to blue, and somewhere in between, it would hit my eyes just like perfectly. And I was like, what color is that? It's not exactly blue. It's not exactly purple. So when her and I were talking about it, she goes, well, that's indigo. That's in between blue and purple. Well, the reason why I like it so much is because you can't really define it and you can't really pinpoint it. Hey, I'm getting a phone call. Live phone call.
Wow, live phone call.
I don't know if she'll be able to hear us. Let's see. It is Savon Hills. Are you there? Hello? Hello? Wow. See why I like indigo? It makes strange things happen.
Right?
Oh, I hear her phone.
I hear something
TV.
going on, yeah.
Are you there, Savon? Savon?
Oh, dear.
Are you there? Oh, that's too bad.
Is this your mother calling?
It is, yeah. Unfortunately, I wanted to take her phone call, but I don't think she can hear me. So
I wonder if you can hear the History Channel in the background.
You can, and it's all about aliens.
Yep.
Okay, so let me finish my indigo thing. Sorry about that, Mom. We got to hang up on you because this isn't working. So, We wanted to try taking a live call, and she was our prototype, and obviously it didn't work. So that's how raw this show is, dude. We're like, what's your topics? We got loosely based ideas, and then we just kind of go. So anyway, indigo, as I said, you can't really define it. So even if you put me on a color chart and I sit there and I can pick out what color I want, anytime I pick it, it's like, no, that's too purple or that's too blue. So it's almost like it has to be a movement of color in order to be indigo. And there's no other color like that, in my opinion. So that's why it's my favorite color. What is your favorite color, Distler?
Kind of the same reason. Mine is yellow.
Okay.
Because I always like black and green. And I figured that was right in the middle.
That's such a great answer.
It has to be moving. It has to be moving, though, for it to be yellow. And then
really? Does it? Okay.
I like all colors.
You are a very interesting character, sir.
I am. Blue is nice.
Blue? Yeah, I see you got a blue shirt on.
It takes out the color to my eyes.
Oh, see, I have brown eyes, so I actually have some yellow in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably why you like hanging around me so much.
That's what it might be. The yellow and the brown makes indigo.
It's sexy.
Exactly. Okay, so Mr. Distler?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to talk to you about your Stephen Kids company. I think I've been to a couple of your events.
You have.
Actually.
You've been a big part of it, yes.
And there was the last one we did was a Christmas event at South Point. Remember that?
Casino.
Yeah.
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids. How many people would you say there were?
Throughout the day, we were there 8 hours, probably a good 1,000.
Yeah, I would think
least.
so. I would think so.
With adults and kids.
Right. There was one time on the dance floor that I wish I would have brought a clip, but there was one time on the dance floor when you had like at least, I would say at least 150 people out there with you.
Kids and adults.
Yeah. Doing the YMCA.
That's what we do. It's what we do. You know, we get them out. We get them off the chair onto the dance floor.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
It's not quite like Las Vegas nightclub or anything, but
right. You've been doing this a long time, though, right?
I have.
Tell us a little bit about your history.
Gosh, let me see. 22 years now. 22 years.
Jeez.
And about 3 months ago, I did my 15,000th birthday party.
15,000.
Database hit 15,000. Yes.
Wow.
And then really embarrassing. About 6 months ago, I did a party, and it was a party for a little girl.
Okay.
And it was a princess party, and the mom and dad were there, and the dad was really excited about it. Usually the moms are more excited about the parties, but this dad was into it and helping out, you know, and getting the kids all organized. And at the end of the party, when he went to go pay off his balance, he pulled me aside. He said, "Steve, I got to show you this picture." So he pulled out this old Polaroid picture of me dressed as a Power Ranger with this 6-year-old boy.
Okay.
And he goes, "That's me." And I go, "What?" He goes, "That's me when I was a kid. You did my party when I was a kid, and now I have a 1-year-old." I was honored and surprised, but a little step back. That now I'm doing second generation. You know,
dude,
makes you kind of feel old.
So did it make you feel old?
No, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It was good to see that I could still do the same thing. And,
right.
Those kids at that party loved it just as much, if not more, than he did as a kid.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of neat that they can pass it on like that. You know, everybody has their traditions, whether it be Christmas or Easter or a birthday party. You
right.
know? And to be part of their lives, to know that somewhere on the refrigerator is a picture of Silly Steve and Dad, and then right next to it is Silly Steve and his daughter. You know,
right?
It's pretty neat.
What is your preference if you had your way? What would you like to do mostly, like bar mitzvahs or birthdays, or what would it be?
Birthday parties, they're usually about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
I come in, I entertain them, I soup them up all on sugar, and then I leave.
That's awesome.
So it's short and sweet, and the kids love it, the adults love it, because that's 45 minutes to an hour where they don't need to entertain them. By the time I'm done, they've all got, balloon animals, they've seen magic, they've played games and dances, stickers, the costume character, whatever theme it may be, and everyone's happy.
Nice. Okay, so I had somebody from an entertainment company in here a while back, a couple weeks ago or a week ago or whatever, and I asked the question, and I'm going to propose it to you because it does interest me. What is the most moving thing that's happened to you during a party kind of thing? Like the best, most epic result that you've gotten?
Do we want to go sentimental or exciting? Because I can do both.
Let's do one of each, actually.
Okay. Let's start with the sentimental. I did a thing for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Okay.
There was a little boy. He was about 4 years old, and he was suffering from cancer.
Okay.
And his big wish was to meet Thomas the Tank Train. He was big at that time. I don't know if you know the cartoon of Thomas is. Well, I didn't have Thomas the Tank Train, but I came dressed as an engineer. I was Engineer Steve, and I worked at Thomas the Tank Train station.
Nice.
And it was just him and I in the hospital room, and his parents and some of the doctors and the people from Make-A-Wish. And I recall I was doing my thing with him and doing the magic and stuff, and all of a sudden he smiled and laughed. And I'll never forget this because the mom started crying.
Okay.
And I thought I had did something wrong. I was like, oh, what happened, you know?
Right.
And, she was almost sobbing. And when we got done, she gave me a big hug. And she said, that's the first time that we've seen our son smile or laugh in about a year.
Oh.
Wow.
So, yeah, it really, it took me back a little bit because here's this little boy, suffering from cancer, which is horrible in itself. And I was a part of his special day to, do his birthday party. And then to make him laugh. That's one thing, to make him laugh. Yeah. But to see the emotion from the mother that hadn't seen her son smile or laugh for a year, it really, really it touched me a lot. It was
absolutely
it was amazing, and it kind of gave me that feeling that maybe I do have something special that these kids like. I do these parties, and not gonna lie, it's not much work for me. It seems it's more fun than it is work.
Right.
And so many people ask me, like, how do you do that? Like, how do you got this gift or what? A lot of parents can't do it. A lot of people can't do it. You sit down a bunch of kids and it's like stage fright, or they don't know what they're doing. And it just comes natural to me, and the kids love me. I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing.
Right.
But it's been great. Everyone loves it. On the other end of the scale, I love it. Yes. Like, for instance, when you and I are at the South Point.
Okay.
That thrill of seeing all those kids, and you've got 100 eyes looking at you. And, you're doing the dancing, and they're smiling, they're having a good time. I always like to relate it to, I have a brother-in-law who is a mortician. Mm-hmm. Every day he deals with death.
Right.
Black suits, coffins, roses, people crying. Me? Birthday cake, balloons, kids laughing, belly laughs, the parents excited. It's the parents' special day, too. That's the day they gave birth to their child.
Right.
And it just makes me feel good that I know that I'm a big part of that. And I always wonder how many, like I said, the pictures on the refrigerator or photo albums or videos are there of me doing their kids' parties. It makes me feel good.
Yeah,
I'll never be the big celebrity. I'll never be.
Well, you don't know that. I mean, it's a new day and time, dude, with YouTube and everything. Yeah. Since the inception of that, you don't know what's going to happen. You could be 80 years old and be famous, but well, you were saying. But
I just don't put myself on that pedestal. I mean, 15,000 birthday parties. Imagine that. Let's just say an average of 20 people per birthday party.
Right.
I mean, that's 60,000 kids in this town that have seen or heard.
So for all intents and purposes, you actually are famous.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah. So we need to hang out with you. You get free dinners and shit anywhere?
What made you start doing it?
What made me start doing it? That's a good question. My first job out of college, my first degree was in management. And I was at UNLV. My first job was Discovery Zones. Do you remember those? The old gerbil tubes and the ball pits and all that?
Absolutely.
And I was the manager of the place, and I wasn't the manager that sat behind the desk and just did paperwork and stuff. I've had nieces and nephews, and I was the one that was out in the ball pit playing with them, and doing magic. And every birthday party, I would go into the party room just to make sure that things were going well. Check with the parents, make sure the kids were having a good time. And I would do something silly, whether it be a magic trick or a balloon animal, stuff like that. Well, one day this mom pulled me aside and she said, hey, Steve, my daughter Dylan, and I'll never forget her, wants you to come to her birthday party. Mm-hmm. And I told the mom, I said, well, yeah, I come to all the birthday parties here at Discovery Zone. I'll make sure that I'm here and it'll be fun. And she said, no, we're having the party at home. And we were going through our invite list, and she wanted Steve, the manager, to come to the birthday party.
Oh, wow.
She loves you. I was like, oh, that's cool. So being just out of college, I was like, hey, some free pizza, some free birthday cake. I'll go check it out. Well, about a week before the party, I kind of start to feel uncomfortable. I was like, there's going to be grandma and grandpa and nieces and nephews and friends, and there's the weird Discovery Zone manager guy by himself, So I asked the mom, I called her up, and I just said, what's the theme of the party, or what's Dylan into right now, to act like I was trying to buy a birthday gift for her.
Right.
And she said, oh, she just loves Toy Story. It's when Toy Story first came out.
Okay.
And I said, oh, okay, cool. Now I know what to get her. Well, I went out and I bought a checkered yellow shirt and a cowhide vest and a hat and boots, and I showed up as Woody. And I passed out stickers, and we played games and sang happy birthday and posed for pictures. And when I got done, on my way out, I was thanking him, for inviting me to the party, and she slipped me a $100 bill. And I said, you don't have to pay me. I came, I was invited to the party. And she said, no, the kids loved it. You were the entertainment. I got great pictures. You made Dylan's party. It was awesome. So I was like, great. Kept the $100, and again, being out of college, that was a good toke.
Right.
Well, about 4 days later, the mom called me back and said, hey, Dylan's little friend Susie wants Woody to come to her party. And I told her that you charge $100 an hour, and the mom wants you for 2 hours. And all of a sudden, the light bulb went on my head.
Right.
That wow, there's a business for this. And here it is, 15,000 birthday parties later. I've got over 150 costume characters in storage.
Yeah.
Almost any theme and anything you can desire for a kid's birthday party, I can provide it.
Nice. I've actually had the privilege of working with you and actually putting on some of those costumes.
Yes.
Am I allowed to mention any names?
We could probably mention some,
okay.
Sure.
I've been inside the Mojave Max costume.
Yes.
And that's where I had one of my most fondest memories of your party. And I don't know if you remember this, but we were doing a gig up at Lake Mead, and there was a little girl that had Down syndrome.
Yep.
And she was dancing and stuff, or I was dancing and stuff, and she looked over at me and she just started laughing. And she appeared to be probably about 12 or 13 years old, and she was with her grandmother. And so I'm in the Max costume, and I'm pretending to be paying attention to other stuff, and every once in a while I'd turn to her and do this kind of thing. She just bust out laughing. So I'd start tap dancing and whatnot in the costume, which is a really great costume, by the way, because you have a lot of agility, So, so she's just busting up, and I'm just having a great time, and I'm not really thinking about it other than I'm playing with a kid, making her laugh. And so they were getting ready to leave, and they came up, and she's like, give Mojave Max a hug. So she comes up and she gives me a hug, and then the grandma comes and gives me a hug, and she whispered into the costume. She said, I haven't seen her laugh like this in years.
Yeah,
and
isn't that awesome?
I started tearing in the suit.
Right?
Luckily, I was in the suit, so I didn't have to.
Well, you were in the suit. Multiply that by 1,000. I mean, that's how I feel at every one of these parties.
Yeah.
And I'm not behind a costume. I'm Steve.
Right. Which is awesome, dude, that you get to be yourself. So I must admit, when I'm in the Mojave Max costume or any of the various other characters that you have, I'm kind of jealous that you're able to just be Steve. I'm like, I want to be able to be free out of this costume, but I do have a good time doing it. As you know, I usually rarely turn down a gig to do one of the things.
You do well.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't pay that much, and I'll be honest with you, but it pays here. You know what I mean?
It's rewarding.
Yeah,
It is.
I'm not saying that you don't pay people well. Don't get me wrong.
Geez.
I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not putting down. I'm saying what I'm used to getting, as you know.
Right.
So,
but it's a great job for a high school student or someone in college that wants to work on the weekends.
right.
And also as an entrepreneur, it's led into other things. For a while, I owned a indoor clubhouse, a playground for kids over on
Did you?
Decatur and 95. I had that for about 6 years.
Oh, nice.
And then I had one on Flamingo and 215 for a couple of years.
No, I didn't know this.
I had my own radio show.
You did?
For a year. I had a radio show where I told kids stories. It was a bedtime story kind of thing.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
was it on AM?
It was an AM radio station.
Okay.
But with all my customers and all my database, I had a good following of a lot of people. The hard part was getting the advertisers for it.
Right.
Because the producer of the radio show told me, he said, you're the only person in the world that has a radio show whose objective is to put your listeners to sleep.
Right.
Which doesn't work very good in advertising. So, but it was successful for a year. Everybody loved it. Had a lot of people listening to it.
Since the inception of the whole podcasty kind of thing that we're doing, maybe it's time to restart it. I mean, check out my goods, man. You see what I got, right?
I've also got on YouTube, I've got the Toy Time Workshop.
Yeah.
Where I've done some toy reviews and stuff as Janitor Steve. That again is Toy Time Workshop. Shameless plug there.
No, definitely plug
YouTube,
it. So it's spelled correctly.
Toy
There's no
Time
weird
Workshop.
spelling.
Nope.
Toy Time Workshop.
Yep.
On YouTube.
Yep.
That's the name of the channel.
That's it. Yep.
Okay. And so how do you like doing that?
It's fun. I haven't done it in quite a while, but the ones that are on there, we're trying to build up some views and see how it goes, and hopefully get back into the studio and record some more.
Absolutely. So let's get on to the Wayne Newton thing.
Oh, okay.
Because we actually talked about that last time, but I didn't get into much detail because you weren't here. So,
okay.
Go ahead and.
Well, actually, could you do me a favor? Put the camera back on yourself there for just a second.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay, I don't know what's about to happen
I'm a man
here,
of many shirts,
but here he is. He's taking his clothes off.
Okay.
So it's pretty unsightly in here right now. Nice chest, man. Wow.
There, see, now I got.
Okay, he's got clothes on now.
Now I went from silly Steve to tour guide Steve.
Nice. Let's switch over. Instead of switching hats, he's switching shirts. Here we go. I'm faded over to you. Show it again. There we go. So that's the Wayne
Newton's Casa de Shenandoah. Yes.
And that's the logo right there. Okay.
That's it right there.
All right. So tell us a little bit about it. What exactly do you do there?
Located over on the beautiful corner of Pecos and Sunset. Everybody has seen the Casa de Shenandoah big wall with the horses coming out of it. Wayne Newton's ranch. Wayne lived there for years. Started out there in 1964 is when he bought his first 5 acres of land with his brother Jerry. Okay. They ended up building a house out there from 1966. 1974, he built a mansion.
Okay.
And just about 4 years ago, he moved off property, and it's turned into a tourist attraction.
Okay.
Across the street on Sunset is the visitor center. You go in there. It's a big gift shop, and you pick which tour you want to have. We have a variety of tours. You can do something as simple as just visiting the museum, which has his car collection in it, his old jet airplane, a lot of memorabilia from the Rat Pack and Elvis Presley. Ronald Reagan was a really good friend of his. All that stuff is in there.
I can vouch for it. It's very awe-inspiring seeing this stuff.
And then you can do the mansion tour, which is pretty popular.
Right.
Everybody always wants to know, what does the other side live like?
Right.
And you get to tour his mansion. Next notch up, you get to visit the museum, the mansion, and his horse barn. You get to see his horses.
Oh,
he's got 65 horses.
65?
65 horses.
Wow.
64 of them are certified and registered beautiful Arabian horses.
Okay.
And then he's got one miniature pony that was a gift that his little daughter got. She thinks she's an Arabian. She tries to keep up with the big guys.
Nice.
But she's really cute, too, Sue.
Nice.
And a donkey. He has a new miniature donkey out
Oh,
there.
really?
Yes. The miniature pony, her name is Selena.
Nice.
And the miniature donkey, ready for this?
Yeah.
Donkey Shane. Donkey Shane. Nice. Huh?
Darling Donkey Shane.
Yes. Now, I heard
Should have
recently.
seen that coming a mile away.
Right. We should have guessed it, yeah.
And the little pony, though, hasn't been feeling too well this week.
Oh,
Yeah, she's a little hoarse.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. Okay, we're going off the air after that one.
And then the ultimate package. There's a platinum package, and then there's the diamond package. Now, the diamond one is for you diehard Wayne Newton fans. It's about $100 per tour, per person. It's about a 3-hour tour, but it's a complete
3-hour tour. Sorry.
Yes. But it's a whole package deal. You get to go to the museum, the mansion, the horse barn. You actually get to see a live horse show with the training of the Arabians. And even during the summer months, you get to see the horses swim in their swimming pool. They have their own swimming pool.
Oh, yeah.
There's also a lot of exotic animals that you get to check out. Wayne's got a capuchin monkey, doves, parrots, wallabies. He's even got a penguin out there, an African penguin. So,
and Lori was saying something about the peacocks.
The peacocks, yes. Let's talk about the peacocks.
Let's do that. Don't tell that story just yet. We want to say hi to Diana Agiloni, who said hello and said great show. So hello to you, Diana. Okay,
great.
Please tell us the peacock story.
Now, there's been a lot of controversy about the peacocks here in Vegas, Wayne's peacocks in particular. Neighbors in the neighborhood there over on Sunset and Pecos, there's been some complaints about how loud the peacocks are, and I guess some of them are pooping in their yards and even scratching some of their cars and stuff. But the truth be told, they're not Wayne's peacocks. They're wild. They come and go wherever they want. They go to Sunset Park. Like I said, they go to the neighbors' houses. The thing is, though, they prefer the Casa de Shenandoah property the best.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Right. There's plenty of food. The whole property is bordered off by a big brick wall, so it's safe from predators. And there's lots of trees for them to roost in at night. That's where they sleep, is up in the trees.
Right.
So they're not Wayne's peacocks, Vegas.
Nice. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad you clarified that, because now maybe we'll get less complaints over there.
Yes, right.
Because obviously he can't control what wild peacocks do.
You know, it's a beautiful property. It's a great tour for all ages. We're offering field trips to the schools. Young kids come out. They may not know nothing about Wayne Newton, but they get to see the animals and the horses. And what I really like about that part about it is Vegas, as you know, doesn't have much history.
Right.
Verbal and stories, but when a casino or a hotel becomes 14, 15 years old, they blow it up and they build something new.
Right.
Yeah.
The Casa de Shenandoah, that's Mr. Las Vegas's home. That's been here for quite a while,
Yeah.
and it's a big part of our history. You know, you don't hear about the gambling and the casinos and all that in there. It's just about an entertainer that started out young and small and hit it really big.
Right. Let me ask you this question, and I don't know if you're at liberty to talk about it here on the show, but I wanted to ask you anyway. During the tour, you had told a story about a guy with a guitar.
Yes.
In Afghanistan, right?
Yes.
Was Afghanistan?
Yes.
I would love if you could share that story, but I don't want to step on any toes.
Actually, what I'd like to do is not share that one.
Okay.
Only reason being is because that's a big part of the tour. I want
Right.
you guys to come out and see that.
Yeah.
I will share a story very similar to it, just to tell you what kind of heart Wayne Newton has.
He's amazing,
Okay?
dude. He's amazing. Okay, let me put it back on you.
As a big entertainer, and we know that he's performed at a lot of strip hotels and all that, and he's had his financial difficulties and some controversies. But being there now a year and a half since it's opened, I've met the man quite a few times.
Right.
And he's amazing. I mean, a true Las Vegas citizen, has helped out the city a lot, has helped out the whole country. He's really big with
Right.
the USO tours. Back when he would do the Vietnam tours and the Middle East tours, him and his band members would actually go out and get phone numbers from the soldiers and promise them that when they got back to the States, they'd call their loved ones, their parents, their brothers and sisters, husbands, wives, stuff like that.
Right.
Well, he got this phone number from this particular nurse, and he got back into the States and gave the nurse's mother a call.
Okay.
Now, it'd been about 2-3 weeks after he got the number, and the mother answered the phone, and he said, "Hey, this is Mr. Wayne Newton." And she said, "Oh my gosh, I've been expecting your call." And Wayne said, "Oh, great." He goes, "I just want to let you know, I just saw your daughter a couple weeks ago. She's doing great. She loves what she's doing. She feels like she's really helping out the soldiers down there, and she wanted to let you know she's very happy. She misses you, and she loves you a lot."
Right.
Well, then there was a small silence, and the mother said, "Well, I don't know if you know this or not, Wayne, but a week ago, my daughter died in a bomb blast at the medical tent that she was working
Oh,
at."
wow.
And Wayne said his heart dropped to his feet, and he apologized. He said, "I didn't mean to stir up the coals or bring up anything bad like that. I didn't mean to do that." And the mom said, "Wayne, you're wrong." She goes, "I've been expecting your call. You were one of the last people to see my daughter smiling and having a good time and loving life." She said, "I would have been more upset if you hadn't called." And
Wow.
that's just the kind of guy he is.
that's
He really goes above and beyond for his
That's
fans and his soldiers, for sure.
Beautiful story, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Sad, but beautiful. Yeah.
Sad but beautiful.
Yeah.
But you know what? On a higher note,
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
the great people over there at the Casa de Shenandoah in the marketing department, they've given me a gift certificate,
Oh, yeah.
and it's for 2 platinum tours.
Uh-oh.
Okay, these are $69.99 per person, so this is about or actually $79.99 per person.
Okay.
So it's about $160 value. It's for 2 people
Awesome.
to schedule a tour over at the Casa de Shenandoah.
That's awesome.
And I wanted to see if you and Jess had any ideas of how we could give it away tonight, or increase some volume of some people up here.
Giving it away sounds like a great idea. How many people are actually watching? Message in the room, please, if you're watching and want 2 free tickets to see the tour at the Casa de Shenandoa.
Do they come up on the screen
Yeah, they
there?
should come
or
up on
is
the
there a list
screen
of
over
followers there?
Yeah.
Because we could do something kind of neat.
We actually have about 6 or 7 live viewers right now.
Okay.
However, I'm not sure what page, because we're broadcasting on like 7 different pages.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if they're able to comment on the thing. So maybe we should.
It gets complicated.
Let's see. How could we do this?
Why don't we
What
just
should
have let's do this, because I know you run this a few times throughout
Right.
the week, and anyone can go on it, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Today's Friday. Let's go up until Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay. Whoever can post a comment why they should go see the Casa de Shenandoah. Are you a native? Are you a big Wayne Newton fan?
Great idea.
Did you see Wayne a couple times? Have you always wondered what it's like on the other side of the big wall there? And then on Wednesday, you pick one of your viewers and we'll give them that certificate.
That sounds
Okay,
awesome.
awesome.
That's
Okay.
perfect idea. Thank you, and thank Wayne and the whole crew for doing that for us.
Oh,
we
thank you.
appreciate
Yes,
it.
definitely.
Thank you for letting us come on the show.
Yeah, we've been wanting to give away incentive things like that, and honestly, we never thought to ask. But I'm glad that you volunteered it, and I'm glad that they volunteered it. That was a very
that's
nice
awesome.
gesture.
And if it helps out your viewers and get some more likes and stuff, everybody like and share this this broadcast. Let your friends and family know. Then everybody
Yes,
can
like
get
and
involved.
share.
Everybody can.
And then if they post a comment of why they want it, it's a $160 value. It's a good afternoon.
Yeah, it
for sure.
is.
When you do it, ask when Steve is the tour guide, and I'll be their personal
Absolutely.
tour guide for it. If you don't get the certificate, still come on out, bring your friends and family. If anybody comes in from out of town, it's a great thing to do just to get away from the hustle and bustle of Las Vegas Boulevard.
Right.
Learn a little history about Las Vegas.
How long exactly is that tour that you're offering?
This one here is about a 2.5 hour tour.
2.5 hour tour.
It
Okay.
includes the museum, the airplane, all that special memorabilia from the Rat Pack and Elvis and all that. His car collection. You'll get to go into the barn and see his Arabians.
Okay.
You'll see the exotic animals, and you also get a visit into the mansion. So it's a
That's
it's a full
great,
package
man.
deal there.
Yeah, that's great, man. That sounds.
Right now, too, I just want to let you know we are ranked number 14 on TripAdvisor.
Are you really?
Out of the top 400 things to do in Las Vegas. So that's
nice.
pretty special.
That is really
that
good.
high.
Yeah.
But we've only been open a year and a half. So
Yeah.
tell your friends and family about it and come out and check out the ranch.
Yeah, as I said, my mom and I took the tour, and it was we took the full tour, and it was really, really
Yeah, it
nice.
was fun.
Unless there's I don't know if it was maybe there was
No,
something
I think
bigger
I
than
think you did take the
we
diamond
did.
tour. You
We did the
get to
diamond
see it
tour.
all. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was really something to see. I'm sorry that Jess didn't get to see it, but maybe we could work something out with that later
Yeah.
on.
Sure.
That would be cool.
For sure.
Because she loves artifacts and stuff like that. And when I told her there was stuff like Ben Franklin's glasses and
Yeah.
stuff like that, there,
Yep.
she was like, "Oh
Losing
my
my
god!" Just to
mind.
be in the same room with that kind of stuff makes you feel different.
He's
Yeah.
a collector, that's for sure. He
Yeah.
has a
Yeah.
lot of stuff out there.
He's a good dude, man.
It
I
is.
got
It's
I
so
got to
fun.
admit, he's a good dude. Yeah.
When I first started, I didn't know much about him.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought his brother was Fig.
Oh, did you?
Fig. Newton.
Fig Newton.
Boy, look at the rating. Look at the rating. Just went through the roof.
Yeah, it just went through the roof.
Anyways, but being there for about a year and a half now, I've met the man quite a few times. He's invited me to his show. He also does have a show. He's still performing at Bally's.
Is that where he's at?
Monday, Tuesdays,
yeah.
and Wednesdays, yes.
Okay, when is it again?
Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
What time?
7:30, I believe the show is.
Oh my god.
And that's the really neat thing about it is you can go visit his house during the day and then go catch him live at his show.
yeah.
you know.
What a day that would be.
He still sings. He plays 13 different instruments.
Yeah.
It's a lounge act, so it's not a big show. It's called Up Close and Personal.
Okay.
He tells a lot of history about how he started and the people he's met and how he got to where he is.
Right.
And then he also takes question and answer straight from the crowd, too.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's really neat. It's a good show.
That is very cool.
Nice.
Let me ask you this question. There's some people that are have been pigeonholed to do the same thing over and over again. Does he still do Don Shane, or is that something he won't do?
If you go to see Wayne Newton, you got to see
I
Don
knew for some reason that he had to be one of the people that were like, this is what I'm known for. Of
Yes.
course I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Because he's got a great heart and he knows that. But there's a lot of performers that won't do stuff that's cliche for them.
Right,
so
right.
I think that's great that he does that,
Yes,
man.
you know.
Yeah.
And another one of his songs I'd just like to mention is when you go into the museum, there's actually a letter written by Elvis.
Oh, really?
One of the last nights that he performed at the Hilton Hotel, he wrote a letter. And it's kind of a dark, sad, depressing letter.
Yeah.
In fact, it ends with, "Help me, Lord," and it's underlined. Wayne bought the letter. Him and his wife bought it at an auction. And then they went ahead and wrote a song called "The Letter." Not too many people know about it.
No, I didn't
But
know
if you
that.
listen to the song, the words in the song are those words right from the letter that he wrote of Elvis's letter.
Wow.
And it just talks about, with all the fame and fortune, if you're not happy on the inside, it's not worth anything at all.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the lines in the song says something about, I'm on stage and I'm surrounded by everybody, but I still feel alone inside. It's a real nice, touching song. And a lot of history about Elvis. You see how they connect together. So
Yeah.
it's neat to see the letter and then hear the song and actually see the
Is that
song.
a song that's available for sale, like on iTunes?
Yeah,
kind of
I
thing?
think it's on iTunes.
Okay,
I know it's
great.
on YouTube. We've got the CD for sale at the gift
Nice.
shop, and it's one of my favorites. I didn't
Nice.
know that he sang. So.
Maybe one day, if possible, we could get permission for Wayne to play the song.
Yeah,
here?
sure.
Yeah,
I'll find
okay.
out for
That
sure.
would be awesome.
That would be really cool. Yeah. Diana Agiloni said, "I love this guy, Steve." So you've got definitely a fan.
Yes.
She's from the Bay Area. So
Oh, really?
I don't know if Diana, are you still living in the Bay Area or not? It's going to take her a couple of seconds to answer because there is a little bit of a delay. But yeah, I've known her since I was like 9 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. But
She's single?
I believe she might be actually. So let's see. We want to come back to more Wayne stuff and more Stephen Kidd stuff and more Distler stories. However, we have to play a spot for the place that we shop at all the time, Natural Grocers. So before we do that, I'm going to put the camera on Jess and let her tell you guys a little bit about this place called the Natural Grocers, and just briefly discuss what it is, Jess.
Okay, so Natural Grocers is a little store that sells basically, they have principles that they founded their business on, and they, it has to be organic. The companies that supply their products have to be ethical, and they have to know who they're working with. And I'm telling you, this is the only grocery store I've ever seen that actually takes its produce and puts it in water and takes the nuts and keeps the nuts in the fridge. I mean, they actually know what they're doing.
Right.
So
they handle their food well, is what you're saying.
Yes, they handle their food very well, and they really know their brands, and they are the sweetest people you could ever meet. I mean, they are just, I love the feeling of just being in that store.
Right, absolutely. I can vouch for that every time we go to the store and go shopping. It's always, you always feel like you're in like some really small town where it's like, hey, Billy Bob kind of thing.
Yep.
So it feels good to go in there. Anyway, we're going to play a little bit of a spot for them so that you guys can get a sneak peek at it and hear a little bit about, they have a kitchen in there that they do classes, nutrition classes. So we're going to show a little bit of that. So here we go, and we will be back with Steve in just a couple of minutes here. So bear with us.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Maren and I am the event ambassador here at Natural Grocers. I'm super excited to be on the show. I'm receiving actually tomorrow morning. We will have a group from a weight loss class, a group of seniors. There's going to be 10 of them. They're going to be visiting the store. They have never been here. Some of them have, but most of them have never been here. So I will take them on a tour of Natural Grocers here in Henderson at Sunset and Rio Grande. I'll take them on a tour of the store, show them every little department that we have. We will come back into the demo kitchen where we will have a little assembly and teach them what Natural Grocers is all about, the different the founding principle that we have about the nutrition education, highest quality standard food, everyday affordable prices, support local communities, and also support our employees. We will taste a shake. So tomorrow it will be the Almacet, speed up and improve your metabolism. I will teach them how to make something as simple as that will help them. And then we have some bags for them also. We will have, there's some goodie stuff, goodie bags in there. And then we will answer questions. So whatever questions they may have for their health, nutrition, anything, we will be right here for them. So thank you again. My name is Maren with Natural Grocers in Henderson.
All right. So yeah, that is our spot, man. We love those people so much, and every time we go in there, they're like, "Oh, it's
they're so
Spit the Wit people, Spit the Wit." They don't even know our actual names; they just call us Spit the Wit.
Spit and Wit.
I don't know which one of us is Spit and which one's Wit. I think she's a little more intelligent.
Looks
than
like
me,
a great place, though. Wow.
Yeah, no, it is a great place. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's beautifully kept, and it's all like top notch, and it's inexpensive. I mean, it's like half the price of Whole Foods.
Wow.
Yeah, it seriously is. You know, we want to make sure that we're not saying that there's anything wrong with Whole Foods, but Whole Foods knows that it's expensive. Some people call it whole paycheck.
Right.
So, yeah. So we got Steve here in the studio. For those of you that don't know, Steve Distler, in case you're just joining us. doing tours over at the Wayne Newton Ranch. Let's see, Steve, do you have any some stories off the top of your head that you might want to talk about the Wayne's Ranch?
It's really cool that you get a whole bunch of different people from all over the world that come to the ranch.
Right.
It's an attraction that, as a local, you go check it out. And Canadians love Wayne Newton for some reason.
Yeah.
They come see him all the time. Old and young. Like I said, we get the young kids that come in there and are all excited to see the horses, the monkey, and the penguins and all that.
Right.
And then we get the old people that, I saw Wayne in 1968 at Branson, Missouri. In fact, here's kind of a funny story for you.
Sure.
We were, Wayne's got a workout room.
Okay.
Where, he has to keep in shape when he was up on stage. And had his own trainer, Mr. Steve Reeve, Mr. Hercules, and Mr. Olympia was his personal trainer for a while.
Nice.
Well, I had an older woman in there. She was probably about 94, 93, 94 years
that's older.
old. Yeah. And a huge Wayne Newton fan. In fact, she was a Wayniac.
Okay.
There's a Wayniac fan club. If you've seen Wayne more than 50 times, you're part of the organization. And we're sitting there, and I was giving her a private tour, and we were in the weight room. And she was a frail old lady, had a walker, didn't say much, but knew everything about Wayne Newton, just facts that I didn't even know. She was talking about where she saw him and all this. And we're in the weight room, and all of a sudden she stopped, and she put her hand on my shoulder, and she said, "Steve, I can smell his sweat." Which kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Wow,
but I thought, wow, what a big fan, I mean, you hear stories about them throwing panties and bras on stage, and she was just happy to smell his sweat in the workout room. It was quite hilarious. I'll never forget that.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you turn that story around for guys, if it was somebody like, I don't know, Farrah Fawcett or whatever back in the day.
Right.
You and I were in the room, and there was her clothes. We would be like, I can smell her sweat.
Right, yeah, so she knew a lot about Wayne Newton, apparently. But it's a fun place, and now that the weather's getting nicer, the grass is starting to turn green, the roses will start blooming before we know it. It's a beautiful property. Not too many people know that. But when Wayne originally went to go build a mansion, he wanted to put a garage underneath it. Okay. And so he could pull his cars right underneath and walk up into his home. Well, they started construction. They went down about 10 feet, and they hit water. And he couldn't believe it. Like, we're out in the middle of the desert. How did we hit water? It turns out the 52 acres is an oasis with artesian spring wells underneath the land.
This is a real thing?
Story, real thing. So
out in the middle of the desert.
That's why you see all the vegetation out there, all the trees and the grass and the ponds. Even some of the swimming pools are filled with the artesian spring waters out there.
Wow.
So it's absolutely beautiful. You have to go check it out. We've all driven by the wall on Pecos and Sunset, like I said, and we've all wondered what's on the other side. Well, now you get the opportunity to do it. Yeah. And again, now until, Wednesday, whoever can give us the best reason why they should go visit Wayne Newton's Casa de Shenandoah, we've got those 2 certificates for the Platinum Tour.
Awesome.
And we'll give those away.
That is such a great...
So, I have a question. Sure. Does Wayne live there still? Or?
Wayne no longer lives on the property. He actually lives a couple miles down the road.
Okay.
He has a nice little estate for him and his wife and daughter down on Sunset. The Casa de Shenandoah now is strictly just a tourist attraction, and the home to his Arabians.
Okay.
That's so awesome. How did he manage to pull that off? Because what I heard there was some issues going on with the place.
Like any entertainer, he went through some financial difficulties and some bankruptcies and tax stuff and all that.
Right.
What they ended up doing is they ended up forming a corporation.
Okay.
They got some investors involved in it, and now, like I said, it's a tourist attraction. And in the articles of incorporation, somewhere along the line, it states that he can still keep his Arabians there.
That's awesome.
So he's able to give them all the land and everything out there. The other really neat thing about the place is, at any given time, Wayne and his wife and daughter can just show up. You might be in the middle of a tour, and he'll come out and pose for pictures, and of course kiss all the girls and sign autographs, and it's really kind of neat. It's really he's probably done that since I've been there in a year and a half, 30, 40 times. It's
that's so
amazing.
Awesome.
You know, in fact, as long as we still got time, I've got one more story.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Everybody meets at the visitor center first. You go in there, you watch a really neat 15-minute video.
Where is that located?
That's right across the street, right on the north side of Sunset.
Okay.
And in fact, anybody that wants to go in just to visit the gift shop, we let them go watch the movie for free. It's a little history about Wayne Newton, a little glimpse of what the tour's like and what's on the Casa de Shenandoah property.
Right.
But what I usually do is when the guests show up there, I introduce myself as the tour guide, and I let them know, that I'll be meeting them after the movie, and we'll be jumping on a shuttle bus, and we'll be going on over to the property. Well, this gentleman pulled me aside. He said, "Steve, it's my wife's 70th birthday party, and I really wanted to do something special for her. She was a big Wayne Newton fan." And for his 70th birthday, she took him to his first NFL football game, and he got to meet Brett Favre.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a huge deal for him. And he said, and she was a big Wayne Newton fan, and that he's been trying to do a meet and greet with Wayne Newton. Now, there is another tour. That's the VIP tour. It's $5,000. Wayne and his wife will actually take you on the tour.
Oh, wow.
You get to have cheese and wine behind the mansion, and it's straight from the horse's mouth, which you can't get at Graceland, obviously. But he said, $5,000 was just way out of our price bracket, and he couldn't afford it. He told me, he said, whatever you can do, though, to make the tour more special, I'll really appreciate it. It'll make her day special.
Right.
Well, right off the bat, the first thing I did is I got him an autographed picture of Wayne and a rose. And I gave it to his wife and said, this is from Wayne. He's glad that you're a big fan. He wishes you a happy birthday. And she was all excited about it. Well, we go on the tour, and we're going through the mansion, or through the museum, and we actually get on the airplane, and we're in the back of the airplane. And I'm showing her parts of the where the passengers sat in the bar and all that. And all of a sudden I hear, "Happy birthday to you, happy birthday." And I look up, and there's Wayne and his wife coming on the plane.
Aww.
And
Nice.
they told them, they said, we got your emails, and we can see how much you guys are in love and how much your husband wanted to make this day special. We realize $5,000 is a little bit out of a lot of people's price bracket, but we really wanted to make this day special for you. And he's saying happy birthday and posed pictures and kissed her, and she was crying. The husband was crying. I was about to cry. It was really emotional. It was really
That's
cool
really
that he did
neat.
that.
Awesome. That is awesome, man.
And that's the neat thing about the Wayne Newton's Casa de Shenandoah. Also, just recently, we were starting to book wedding receptions there. So you can have your ceremony over at the property, which is absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
And then over in the visitor center, we have it all set up where you can have a DJ and dance and food, and
Wow.
we do all the decorating and everything. So it's something you might want to look
It's
into
really
too.
neat.
Wow, that is awesome, dude. So you can get a DJ and stuff, too, for the wedding. Just to let you know, Wayne, I'm a DJ myself, actually. So.
Call me and
Right. Yeah, actually, Steve has hired me for his other business, so he can vouch for me.
speaking of,
Yes.
I just kind of had a brain thought here.
What's that?
I also, right down here at the corner, Blue Dog's Pub, I bartend. I kind of moonlight. I do midnight to 8 over there. Saturday, Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays.
Right.
But since you and Jess didn't really do an official kickoff party for your show here,
Right.
why don't we do that this Saturday? Can you come by? And
Meaning
maybe
tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. You come by, DJ. We'll get some drink specials. I'll see if I can get some food and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll all come out, have a good time, party, and celebrate your
Yeah.
your
You know,
show.
that's funny that you say that because Matt Spangler, whose wedding I did, DJ'd, me and Jess actually both DJ'd it. He just recently asked me if I was anywhere this weekend, so we can all just rally up at Blue Dogs.
tomorrow night.
What is the
Let's
address?
do 10 o'clock, 3430 East Tropicana, right on the beautiful corner of Tropicana and Pecos.
Right across from
Blue Dogs
Double
Pub.
Shots.
Yep,
Yeah.
where Double Shots used to be. It's
Right.
right in the same parking lot there. Blue Dogs Pub. We'll say 10 o'clock. Everybody come on by, celebrate with Jesse and Frankie. Frankie will be spinning the tunes.
Yeah.
We'll do
I'll
some-
probably actually.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
be there. Yeah, for sure.
No, I won't. No, I
if you're
got,
feeling better, Jess.
Yeah,
We'll see
if
what
you're
happens.
feeling better.
But we'll do some karaoke, and like I said, I'll get some drink specials and maybe some food and great gambling, great machines,
Absolutely, man.
sounds good.
open pool, free pool for everybody, and we'll just celebrate your show. That's kind of a good idea.
That sounds like a great idea. Maybe one day we could actually try to hook it up to where we could broadcast from there. That'd be really
Ooh,
cool.
that'd be awesome.
That would be
So
cool.
give us a couple weeks to work on that.
Sure.
The technicalities of that. So, Distler, I'm Steve. Sorry, I'm used to calling him Distler. So, we really do appreciate you coming here, sir.
Yes.
It's been very entertaining, and thank you and the Casa de Shenandoah people for opting up that ticket that we're going to give away on Wednesday. Right, we're giving it away on Wednesday.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so
yes.
anybody that wants to to win the tickets to go see Wayne, $160 value to go see the Wayne Newton Ranch, please make a comment and express why you feel that you should win the tickets, and we will get that out to you if we pick you. So, Steve, thank you so much, sir. It's been a great pleasure, and learning more about your life is always interesting.
I appreciate the opportunity. And again, if I can just plug Stephen Kids Birthday Party Celebrations, 702-533-3795, or you can visit me on Facebook, of course, and see some of the pictures and past customers and stuff of birthday parties that we've done. All ages, 1 to 18. Costume characters, face painters, balloon twisters, DJ, cotton candy, snow cones. You know, summer's coming up and it's time to start planning those big events.
Right.
We also do corporate parties, business parties, summer picnics, family reunions. All your party needs. Give me a call.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Steve.
My pleasure. Thank you,
So
guys.
Before we get out of here, just hang tight, Steve, and we'll say goodbye to you in a timely situation here. Me and Jess wanted to put out a little PSA notice out there for some stuff that's been going on. Let me mute your mic, Steve. Again, thank you, Steve, for coming out. Me and Jess wanted to put a couple of PSA kind of situations out there that stuff that's been happening. Number one was the NV Energy scam.
Oh, yeah.
So NV Energy, there's a scam going on with people calling your house and saying, or sending you emails and telling you that they're representing NV Energy and that you've got a delinquent payment and you've got to settle up and all this kind of stuff. We talked to the people down at NV Energy, and they wanted us to let you people know that NV Energy will never, ever, never call your house and ask for the payment. They will send you notifications.
But I actually got a letter, so
Right.
they will do this too.
However, it's going to be on certified NV Energy paper. That it's not
From
going to be
a
from.
collection
It won't.
company.
No. What I'm saying is the actual thing that people should expect. The scam comes from a collection agency.
Yes.
The non-scam, the actual thing that lets you know that your bill is due, is a 10-day or a 48-hour notification, and it has their seal on there so that you know that it's from NV Energy. The other scam thing that she's talking about is they tried to send you an email, or I'm sorry, snail mail to your house and try to convince you that you've been delinquent in a payment and that you're going to collections if you don't settle up. So this has nothing to do with NV Energy, so do not fall for this scam. We do not like when people fall for scams, and we want to make sure that you guys stay cautious and careful out there. There was another thing that was going on that I wanted to talk about. I have a friend named Colin. I'm not going to say his last name because I don't want to like defame him in any way, but I got a message from Colin stating, and it showed a picture of myself, and it was my profile picture from my Facebook, and then it said a YouTube thing, and it had a count of like 340,000 or 3 million views or whatever, and it appeared to be a message from him that said, "Is this you?" And us being people that are on YouTube, it would have been something enticing for us to click on, because we would have thought, wow, we went sensational overnight, because we do have a couple of viral videos out there under IC10, so check that out. So it turns out that was a virus, and I did not click on it because somebody had warned me prior to. So I want to let anybody know that uses Facebook, which is pretty much 90% of the population. If you get an email, even from your own friend, and it has a YouTube thing, and it's a very enticing thing that says, "Hey, is this you?" Don't click on it, because that is a virus. So we wanted to share that with you guys. So don't fall for the NV Energy scam. Don't fall for the Facebook scam. And thank you guys for watching.
Yes, thank you.
We really, really do appreciate it, and we definitely appreciate you coming out, Steve.
Again, thank you very much. My pleasure.
Absolutely.
Very interesting.
So we're going to give away that ticket here next Wednesday, and then hopefully you guys will see us tomorrow at Blue Dogs Pub, which is on Trop and Pecos, and we're going to be there from 10 o'clock until God knows when, doing God knows what. Come see us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.